Thank you for joining. Welcome to Brand Voice and USP Conversation. Grab the worksheet, download it, and I suggest you print it to make notes as we go along. There is some pure gold in this worksheet today. I'm very excited to share with you. Just a reminder about what personal branding is. The most important thing, it's a process of creating your unique identity. And for all of you here, there is nothing more important. How do you stand out if you are not unique? The question is, how do you get to be seen as unique? And I'm going to help you with that today. I'm giving you the exercise to shape the way people perceive you, who you are, and what activities you deliver and how you go about serving your ideal customers. So let's talk a bit about why personal branding is a vital asset. You never get a second chance to make a great first impression. The minute somebody sees your stuff, they've created an impression about it. Surely you want that to be fantastic, so that if nothing else, you just grab their attention and pique their interest a little bit. Without personal branding, it's very difficult to make that good first impression. Because you've made that lasting first impression, you become memorable. And most of us are in a real Me Too market. We have many competitors. How do you actually stand out in a Me Too market? Your personal branding is your unique fingerprint. It distinguishes you from the competition. Nobody is youer than you. That's a famous Dr. Suze quote. Nobody is youer than you. Own that. And a well-crafted personal brand communicates authenticity, youer than you, your expertise. None of us have been on exactly the same journey. We all have different skills, services, magic to bring to the table. And then we're going to talk significantly about values today, because that is one of the key components of defining a personal brand that is distinctive. It positions you, your business, in your niche. Now, isn't that what we all want? That people see your stuff and they immediately go, oh my. Once your brand is clear, you connect with like-minded people who relate to you and start to trust you right up front, because there's some gel, some glue that holds it together. And that's your value system. And then most importantly, getting this branding right creates a consistent framework that builds, that defines, that helps you with your whole marketing messaging. Once you get this clear, your content creation, who you talk to, how you talk to, where you talk to them, and the impact of what you're talking about will change. Today, we're going to align the visual stuff with a brand identity, which involves core values, your mission, your unique selling points, and brand consistency across all platforms, online and offline. So let's start with your USP. Why do you need a statement? Because for your own clarity and for your audience's clarity, this is what tells them why they should choose you over your competitors. It should be easy for people to differentiate you, to know how and why they should choose you. It's about clarity. What do you offer? Do they know what they're going to get from you? Are you what they want? You don't want to attract people who are looking for something you're not delivering. Competitive advantage. How do you stack up against your competitors? And it's about talking directly to your target market. We talk about brand identity, so it encapsulates what you stand for with your brand identity. We're going to work through that very nicely today. If you haven't come to grips with it, it might be that you haven't done this exercise for a while or ever. But you know what? This changes. So if you have done it before, stick with me because this does change. And then, of course, consistency, your USP statement, if you have it in mind, and I think it should be used in your bios, in your Instagram updates, on your website homepage, wherever you introduce yourself to people so it's clear right from the front what you stand for and it's consistent across all channels, all platforms. So here is the formula. First of all, we want to say to people through, and then you fill in the blanks here, your unique strength or attribute. Do me a favor and write it now on the worksheet as we go. What do you bring to the table that's different? Please write that down. And then through my unique strengths, my brand name or my business or me, if I'm an individual providing a service, helps, and then you fill in your target audience, achieve what is the desired outcome that they want. Why would they want to buy from you? Why would they want to sign up from you? What is the outcome they want? So you obviously need to know your ideal customer and the challenge, the problem you are solving. But we're not talking here about the problem. We're giving them a vision of the ideal future, giving them a vision of the transformation we deliver, and then by doing what? And what you do is your approach that is different from how everybody else do it. That is how you uniquely provide the service. Here, for example, is my interpretation of that. By or through demystifying marketing strategies and offering straightforward solutions, Suze Bouwer RedMatchstick, the brand, guides small business owners, my target audience, to what is the transformation they want, effortlessly attract, build, convert, and retain customers, helping them achieve sustainable growth. My approach and what makes me different is without overwhelm and complex technology. I asked GhatGPT, and we're going to talk quite a lot to GhatGPT today, for an example for a real estate professional. Here's another one for somebody who's providing services or a coach. There now is your first part of this brand identity, defining your USP. But you know what? Your brand voice is what makes you distinctive. And this is where, be careful, we're going to talk about AI and ChatGPT today. This is where you can become me too very easily. It's very important to cultivate a brand voice that is you. It is the personality of your brand. But to make it individual, it captures your identity and your values. It is highly unlikely that anybody else on this planet is going to be doing the same thing. I want to take you through defining this brand voice versus a brand tone. The brand voice is uniquely you. It's consistent. It's the way you speak across all platforms, the way you pitch up, show up. But your brand tone is specific depending on where you are, who you're talking to, what the circumstances are. What is the context of your brand tone? So it changes across different communication, different platforms. So be clear that you don't confuse tone, where you might be very casual on social media, to pitching a client, which is slightly different. So your tone changes, but your brand voice remains consistent. We're going to deal with tone in the worksheet shortly. There are different types of tone I want to just become familiar with, because in creating content, in creating marketing communication, you want to be clear on that little difference in the tone for the platform you're on. So conversational is casual, friendly, approachable, like you're talking to a friend. suitable for social media posts, informal emails, WhatsApp messages. Formal becomes more professional, respectful, structured, appropriate for business correspondence and official announcements. The language is sophisticated. You avoid slang. Informative is clear, concise, and authoritative, providing value to your audience. Educational content, tutorials, explanatory, straightforward, factual, presentation format. Empathic, you're compassionate, you're understanding, you're supportive. Showing sensitivity, it's appropriate for customer services, for answering FAQs. Offering language in a warm and reassuring way helps you show up very differently to one of your competitors, for example. And then, of course, inspirational. Inspirational is a very important reason people are on social media, a very good way for you to connect up front, uplifting, motivational, empowering. It's great for speeches, intros, when we do personal stories on social media, when we use metaphors and anecdotes to bring across a point. I wonder how many of you are actually doing the work and implementing. Are you here every week and just listening and learning, but not actioning, not doing the work, putting it into practice in your business? Because until you do, I promise you, you are not going to see the value of what I'm delivering here to you. I'm giving you actionable tips to help you invigorate your marketing and grow your business. So please do the work. But today I want to do the work with you. So we are going to go into that worksheet, and the next part after the USP formula, we're going to talk about your personality traits. I want you for today to write 5 down. You might come down, you might write a few more. But think about it like this. If your brand or your business was a person, how would you describe it? Write down 5 adjectives that describe personality traits of your business, not what you want it to be, what it is already, because that might force you to revisit this and think how you're showing up. And through this exercise, you're going to learn the impact on your audience and go, that's why my content and my audience are not meeting, because I'm not connecting. I'm not attracting people with the same values, or I'm attracting people with the wrong values. The 5 big personality traits, which is the psychology concept, which might get you started, are these 5. Are you an extrovert or an introvert, or somewhere in between? Each of these are on a scale. So think about each of these different 5 personality traits and where do you appear, and try to give that a descriptive. So are you very agreeable or disagreeable? Openness or very closed? I hope here I'm full of people who are open and curious and ready to learn new things. Conscientious or just simply lazy? Neurotic or very calm? Now, where we want to really understand the impact of your personality traits is relate them in the next column to the emotions you want them to evoke in your ideal customer. And you might do different ones for different ideal customers. Remember, for those of you who haven't done the ideal customer training, you don't just have one. You have numerous ideal customers, but you focus in on one at a time when you create content, when you're talking to people and doing these kind of exercises. We have identified ourselves as a problem solver. Now, what we want the audience to feel is confidence. So how can you come across to inspire confidence in your audience? We want our audience to feel relief that they're in the right place and I've delivered what I've promised. We want people to be satisfied with what I've delivered. Did you realize how important your personality traits are for the emotion they evoke in your audience, remembering people buy with their hearts. They go to their heart first and maybe apply the mind later. Here's another example. Personality trait is entrepreneurial. What do I want to inspire in my audience? I want them to be excited about being in my space. I want to give them ambition to succeed, to reach further, to take the next step. And of course, inspire them to be brave. Next one, honesty and integrity. What I want my audience to feel? Trust. They want them to feel they're in the right place. They're safe here. This is a safe place to talk and interact. I want them to feel respected, that I see them, I hear them, I listen to them, and give you the peace of mind that you've landed in the right place. You're where you're meant to be. So that's your first exercise, and I trust it's very significant in terms of who you are, who your business is portrayed as, and how it's impacting on your customer. Next, we want to align your values with your business, because it is a fundamental part of your brand's personality or identity, as we called it at the beginning. Why is this so important? Because when you are clear on your values and your values stand out in the way you talk and act, you attract like-minded people. And we are all attracted to similar people. Birds of a feather flock together. This is the concept we are going for here when we're asking you to align your values. First of all, you have to be clear in them. And then when they are reflected in what you do, how you act, it is so much easier for people to trust and engage automatically. They get pulled into your space without even realizing. It creates understanding and mutual respect and much deeper connections. I want you to get to that point where your audience follows you and connects with you and stays with you. You know, in a space like we're in and where you get a lot of word of mouth referral, it's important to remember that your current customers are not the only people we serve. It's an audience, prospects, customers, past customers. And those past customers are the people who do your word of mouth, who hang around because they want to be in your space. They might have bought from you. They might have sold through you. But by keeping them close because you have a connection, they are likely to keep you top of mind and refer you when there's an opportunity. Think about keeping in touch, staying connected. And that's where that middle funnel exercise of email marketing, your WhatsApp updates, your messaging is so important to stay connected, stay close, and keep people following you on social media. Stay in conversations. On your worksheet, how to align your values with your content, your marketing messages. So write in this list 5 core values. I would love for you, some of you, please just go and type in some of your core values, because it'll be interesting to see the values of my audience versus my values. It helps me know that I'm connecting with the right people. Write into your worksheet 5 core values. And then remember the tone exercise we did. With the specific value, so if your value is honesty and integrity, what tone would you apply to that value? And what kind of content can you create to connect with people, to demonstrate that value, to connect with them, to draw them in? So this is where we've often spoken about the 80-20 principle, where 80% of your content is adding value and 20% of it is selling. This is that 80% content. This is the content that attracts people, draws people in, gets their interest, and has them hanging around until they are ready to buy or refer you or to sign up, whatever the next step might be. For example, the core value is innovation. The tone I would want to use is inspirational. But what kind of content can I create to show people I am innovative with an inspirational tone? It could be case studies and success stories from my clients, tips and tutorials, content based on your value system. Let's look at another one, resourcefulness. How can I demonstrate that? By showing people I'm practical, by offering tips and tricks and hacks, providing DIY guides like I do in these trainings. I give you the formulas, budget-friendly solutions, because I'm meeting people where they are. There's no point for solopreneurs in our economy who are struggling with trying to grow their business to go and offer expensive one-on-one coaching. So I've learned a way to scale my coaching into a group to make it affordable. The point is I am having impact. I'm showing people I'm resourceful. Next, ingenuity. It's an innovative and forward-thinking tone. So here you kind of want to be positive. You want to come across as forward-thinking. Showcase cutting-edge solutions, new ideas. I want to push the envelope with you. I want you to be brave and stand out and show what you stand for. Somebody with honesty and integrity. The core values are transparency, authenticity, accountability, respect, reliability. Again, the tone is specified, and then the type of content one can create. And you're welcome to steal some of my ideas and get brave, dig deep and go and create the type of content that I've suggested in here. And here's another one for somebody, I love this, with an engaging personality. The values are approachable, empathy, enthusiasm, connection, authenticity, where you are full of fun, anecdotes, relatable experiences. I want to now do a secret reveal. I am going to show you today how ChatGPT can be the tool you are searching for. Now, please, the big disclaimer right up front is you never, ever copy and paste into your content verbatim from any AI. It is a machine, it is not you. Your job is to teach it, to understand you, to get to know you so that it can produce the results you need. And that's what I'm going to show you today. But you should always copy and paste the result onto a Word document and then go and edit it further. And you can even then edit it and bring it back again into ChatGPT and say, I've edited it like this. What do you think? I love it because often I do that and Chat says to me, excellent. What a good idea. So it's very gratifying as well when you do this exercise. But let's go and do, today we are dealing with how to get ChatGPT to help you get your brand voice consistently across all your content. Then you are going to apply your values, your tone, all that to tweak your content and just make it that more authentic. Okay, all you need to do is go and search ChatGPT and get started. And you get a section where you can type in these prompts I'm going to give you. So the first prompt is, This is to get ChatGPT to get to know you, to step into your shoes. Okay. Remember, it's a machine. It's getting its information from everywhere. This is pure magic to get it to be you. I want you to use this information to learn about me, to prepare for a content creation exercise. Step into my shoes for this exercise. I am. You're going to specify male or female. Specify the age group you come from, because if you a young Gen Z versus a baby boomer, your content voice is going to be very different. Your brand voice is going to be very different. And this tool will define a brand voice that complies with that age group. Describe your role in your business. So I am a real estate agent. I am a coach. I am a physiotherapist, whatever. My strengths are, and now you've done a list of your strengths up in your USP statement. See why I visited that exercise first. I am passionate about. So I am passionate about empowering people, about seeing the light go on, about people seeing positive change as a result of engaging with me, for example. And my top 5 values are, so you've just done your values. So do you see now where the exercise we've just done is coming together in the way you're going to ChatGPT to get it to define your brand voice? Here is my example. This is exactly a copy and paste from ChatGPT. I want you to use this information, learn about me to prepare for a content, blah, 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 blah. Female, 60s plus age group, small business owner with 30 years experience. My strengths are curiosity, resilience, agility, knowledge. I'm passionate about teaching, coaching, showing how and seeing impact. My top 5 values are integrity, growth, gratitude, freedom, loyalty. And check what ChatGPT says. Got it. I'll keep your profile in mind as I craft content for you. Let's proceed. So now, guys, just a reminder, when you visit ChatGPT and you start a new chat, you have to reprompt it. Because when you close off, it doesn't store all the history of your chat. So you can go and open an old chat and carry on. It will remember you and then you carry on. You can't just come in now and start a new chat and expect it to have remembered this. This exercise is an ongoing exercise where you keep giving it prompts, put an hour aside to create and grab all your stuff. You copy and paste it into a Word document while you're on ChatGPT. When you're gone, the content will not be there forever. Step number 2. Learn my brand voice and tone by visiting. Now we want to give it our website page URL. You can either give it your home page or your About Us page if it's written by you in your voice. And guys, this is very important that it's your voice, the content you're sharing here. It's not AI generated, written by a website third party or a PR consultant or a copywriter or whatever. This has to be your authentic written content. A blog is a very good one to share because generally your blogs are written in a very personal tone. It could be a sales page, it could be anything. And then a very good one is a Facebook long post URL. Or you can do it with a Facebook page, but then it just takes longer. But here, for example, is how I did it. Learn my brand voice, my website, my About Us page, a blog, and then my Facebook page. The ChatGPT response, I will review the provided links to understand, and I'll get back to you shortly. And I guess it took about, I actually went off and did other stuff. So I'm not really sure how long it took, maybe 20 minutes because I gave it my Facebook page as opposed to a post. And it probably looked at my whole website. So depending on how much content you've got and how big it is, it'll then go and search and then you come back for step 3. Now remember, it's in the same chat. We have not left ChatGPT in between. So now my next step is I want to create whatever you want to create. So on those worksheets, we said you want to create a blog, you want to create a tutorial, you want to tell a story, whatever type of content you might want to create, using a inspirational tone, using a professional tone, whatever tone you want to apply, targeting, who do you want to target? A buyer, a seller, a child, a parent, person with a sport injury, whatever it might be, to do what? Remember, we always want a reason for our content creation. So what is the marketing objective? What are you trying to create? Do you want people to engage? Do you want people to share? Do you want people to click on a link? What is the call to action in your post? There should always be a marketing objective with every single bit of content you create. And here's my example. I want to create a sales page. There's all the prompts with a book today call to action. And there is my sales page created. Unlock, there's the title, tells me what to do, and then it gives me all the copy. Now, this was a huge response. So then you copy that whole lot, just drag through, right-click, copy, paste it into a Word document, and then go and read it and decide this is on the mark, this isn't on the mark. And while you're still in ChatGPT, you can then go and say, instead of saying this, chat, you said this, instead of this, say, please rephrase. Or do not use this word, like I hate unlock. So I often go back to chat and say, please stop using unlock. I don't like the word. Whatever, but stay in the chat so you can carry on the conversation, because chat now knows what conversation you're having. I'd love to see some response about what I've just shared, because it has proven to be the most golden, time-saving, inspirational resource to get me going. When I'm stuck, I go to chat, it gives me content, and I develop it from there. A reminder now why we are doing all this is to get brand consistency. We want consistency with design, your logo. Very important is colors. If you've got a color palette, stick to it. Don't start using things that scream at each other and stand out. And badly, I mean. And then typography, how do you use your fonts? Which fonts do you use? What kind of visuals? In that workshop with Tamron, we talked about professional shots. Just putting yourself on a selfie mode, talking into live. Very importantly, offline and online consistency and synergy. Once you are clear in your brand voice and your brand identity, it automatically becomes consistent. It is very important for people to see you consistently across all the channels. That is what builds trust and makes you memorable. And then obviously what you say, speak, write across all the platforms should be consistent, should be that people feel they've got to know you and they can literally hear you talking in their ear and recognize you by what they are reading. So to pull it all together into your content marketing strategy, you need to be clear on who you are talking to. What is the goal of the content? What is the marketing objective of your content? Why are you putting something out on Facebook today? What do you want it to do for you? And remember, please, on social media, this 80-20 principle, do not constantly sell and promote. People are there to get to know, like, and trust you. And then content types. As you saw in that spreadsheet I shared with you with Content Inspo, there's hundreds of different types of content you can create. And you need to change it up. People get repetition blindness if you share the same thing over and over. You need to change it up to keep your audience interested. And then content themes. So are you going to educate? Are you going to entertain? Are you going to focus on this service? Are you going to focus on that product. What are the topics you're going to talk about? And then you need a calendar that helps you plan when you distribute, when you're going to say what, that it ties in with what you're doing, what you're showcasing, what you're selling, what campaigns you've got running. And your distribution plan, where do you distribute your content? Where are you going to talk to your ideal customer? Which platforms? And how are you getting them aware of where you are? Are you cross-marketing your platforms? Are you sharing your website to social media? Are you sharing your social media to your website? All the integrated marketing is important in your distribution plan. I did a talk at a conference in November last year about the shortfalls, the pitfalls of AI. And it is one of the things is it is not human and cannot inject emotion. Yesterday, when I was creating these prompt slides, and I typed one of the prompts into ChatGPT, and I put you instead of I am, and it came back and said, I cannot interpret this. I am a machine. I cannot tell you about my emotions. And it was such a wake-up call. It was like the universe saying, hang on. Remember who you're talking to here. So, but one can so easily be drawn into thinking you're talking to a person. When I showed the slides, when it said, got it, I will apply this. Or if I do something and I go, chatty, I call it chatty, by the way. So that's how personal I get with him. And I went, chatty, I love that. And he goes, you're very welcome. So I'm building a huge relationship with Chatty. And I've learned lots and lots of tricks. I urge you to embrace it. It's not going to replace humans. It's simply getting humans to be more effective and more efficient, wasting less time. So you know what it does? The time you waste on thinking and conceptualizing, this saves that time so you can get more creative in the way you apply it, in addressing the right audience, in tweaking the content, creating the right images, and elaborating on the message. That is where you can now spend your time. Take care and bless you all.